Hey there, Pisces. Well, you're the last reading again. And what I'm going to do is next Sundays for the week following, I'm going to start with the water sign. So it's not fair that the water signs are the last pin, and you guys are the 12th house, so sorry, unfortunate. Now, we've already talked about the fact that Saturn's there. So Saturn is this kind of taskmaster for at least the first year and a half. And then afterwards, Pisces get sort of used to the severity, the responsibility. Not that they're not responsible. Most Pisces are responsible. Coming off Aquarius, they're a lot more responsible than, say, the 17th, 18th, and 19th of March. They tend to get a little bit caught up with the whole Neptunian in my head and my story. But all Pisces, remember, you have Neptune and Saturn's there. So Saturn's going crunch to the fish. So you just have to pay a little attention to that. And now you've got Pluto 12th house transit. So Pluto in your 12th house, especially Pluto with anybody with Pisces ascendant, Pluto in the 12th house, there could bring up a lot of stuff that has been remained subterranean, that you haven't resolved, you haven't really worked on, and you haven't really paid attention to. And that's a long haul. That's 20 years. So just be aware. So we're going to look at this for Pisces, sun, sign, rising, and moon of what's ahead. You got friendship in here. This is very, very good. This could actually be an actual request for you to go away on a trip. You may be asked to go visit friends. And you see, you're holding off. You've got the hangman in here waiting. You know, you Pisces tend to do that. They're kind of like the fish, right? The fish wait until the time's right, then they go upstream to spawn, right? You have to sort of ask yourself, though, why are you stopping yourself with offers and with friendship from really living your joy? Why are you not doing it? Because the base of the matter is the hangman. Like, you're waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. And behind you, you see, one of the things that's leaving your life is this strength element, meaning it's not that you're not courageous. You have to understand that courage for courage's sake, or courage within courage of its own, is really about where we are really following through with our convictions. And sometimes in life, you know, we get ourselves called upon our choices, called upon our sense of conviction, called upon this is what I want and this is it. And it's not really the right road for us. It's not working. And what you have that's above you is you have the Tower card. Now, that was in, I think, your monthly. The Tower card, or in a roundabout way, the Tower card is world influence, world things going on that you're kind of shocked about. It can also mean events taking place where there's an accident. It can take place where something takes place that you're completely benign to, that you're absolutely furious about. Sometimes it can also represent the fact, too, as somebody with health. I mean, Tower card is such a complex thing. And the thing that's fascinating is it's ahead. Now, remember something, too. When we go through elements like the Tower, it doesn't always mean it has to be bad. When I said to you in your monthly reading, I said there was concern about somebody like a pet or somebody younger that you were going to be worried about. But at that same token, it was a question about somebody trying to help and trying to be a part of and trying to do, and they just can't keep it up anymore. They can't keep going. They're ready to drop. Like, they're ready to end up taking extremely ill, or, you know, when someone takes, as far as I'm concerned, more than a few weeks to get over something, their immune system's starting to bottom out. And we can only go as long as we can. There's not everybody out there is Dolly Parton and Cher. You know, we can only go sometimes as long as we can. And I think, in all honesty, that Tower could very well be that out of the blue something happens and you're just flabbergasted. You can't believe this has happened. And the thing you have to understand, though, is that you do have a lot of support. You know, you've got in here this Six of Cups, and this is nostalgia and, you know, people from the past or people helping. It can mean a lot of love that you're starting to recognize. You know, there's a lot of love here. And the love in your life is more important than anything. So Pisces, remember, Saturn can drill some really, really difficult blows with its transit of Neptune. It can be difficult. Ask any Aquarius about what the previous 3 years were for them. Not easy. All I can tell you is you got a lot going on. And, you know, your outcome in here is the Hermit. So, you know, I would say, in all honesty, there is going to be some health stuff going on. And as I said, it may not necessarily be to do with you. You've got a lot happening in here about love, about what does love mean, about really reaching into those depths of reservoir of Neptune and who you are, and recognizing love. So your readings have been pretty consistent with me. This is now the third major in this series that's going to go on now indefinite, and, you know, it's been pretty consistent. I mean, in your hope and fear position, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant's a really interesting thing. I've always affiliated this with cultural. You know, the Hierophant sometimes is culture, religion, differences. I mean, let's hypothetically say somebody was Jewish and there's really huge upset with Israel, or somebody is Muslim and they go through really big upset on a world level with Gaza. There's so many things happening in the world right now. So many things are going to intensify. Somebody was Asian and they're very, very upset about Taiwan, or they're upset about America-Asia relations, or they're upset about what's happening in China. It could be a myriad of things. A lot of stuff went on in Japan. I mean, we have no idea where this fits, but whenever the Hierophant shows, it is obviously, in most cases, as far as I'm concerned, the male counteractive link to the High Priestess. They both link one another because they're both spiritual essences. But the Hierophant, to me, is really, really important. And again, your outcome in here is clinging on. This is kind of that, that card of holding so tightly. Now, it is foundational because the Four of Pentacles is still material. It's material, but it's in the very beginnings, in the very beginning essence of, first directive, 2, place, interactive, and 3 being the aspect of business, setting off on business idea. And then the 4, sometimes we get a little bit worried, we get a bit scared, we get a bit camera shy. I've done the audition and they want me to do it again. Careful about that. And, also too, crying over spilt milk. I think things are not going to happen the way you wanted or you hoped. What I would suggest is you take a very, very different look at your life. I would say we don't want to see someone in our experience, albeit a family member, a lover, partner, have a stroke. We don't want to see somebody, run themselves into the ground for the sake of trying to keep something afloat that isn't working. It's just not working. And I really believe, from what I'm seeing in your reading, Pisces, with the Tower here, with the Hermit, with the Hierophant, with the Hangman, you got something big going down. And the Strength card. This means that you're in the midst of karma. Now that's Saturn. Saturn is I'm telling you, if it ain't above board, Saturn Capricorn is going to say, guess what, honey? We're dealing with this. And you see, by the time you get to your new moon in Virgo in September, Pluto will have left and gone back into Capricorn. So this is showing you, this period of now through September the 1st, it is showing you, okay, these elements that I keep seeing in your reading, this has been consistent now as the 3rd reading, these things keep showing up. Why? Why? Because Saturn's saying, hey, try to get your attention. What is most important? What is most important? Our health, those we love, sanctity, our sanity, our ability to live our joy, and really have tremendous gratitude for the people in our life that love us. Saturn, as I said, can be an SOB. I'm a Capricorn, I'm Saturn. But Saturn in your sun sign is a very different kettle of fish, especially because Pluto was there for that first period. And as I said, it went all the way back to the beginning and it's starting again. All I'm telling you is, play your cards close to your chest. No pun intended. All I can tell you is, you have love in here, you have nostalgia, you have your tribe, you have the people that you love, you have that group. Somebody's trying to get through to you. Whomever this King of Pentacles, which is either male, female, if it's a female, she's pretty tough cookie. A guy, this King of Pentacles is trying to say to you, we've got love, we can do this. We've got love, I can do this for you. We can do this together. But something's happening that is wearing things down because you've got this blast of the Tower, and then you've got, let me tell you, I read a client of mine, Scorpio, this was about 2 years ago, and she kept having the Tower with me, and she said, I don't know what you're talking about, it makes no sense, and they had a house on the beach. Then the place upstairs rented to somebody, and they went and left the tub on. The tub exploded down and went down all through the walls, through all of her and her husband's art collection. Very little of it was insured. I said to her, I didn't put a spell on you, honey. I was just trying to tell you something was wrong. And you see, she allowed this person moving in, knowing that they have had problems with being irresponsible with the property where they lived before. You know, the writing's on the wall in life. So all I'm just saying to you is, this is not the end of the world. You're not going to leave this experience. I think it's a wake-up call to what is most important in your experience. when we go through things that are horrifically serious, I think it's when we have to stop and say, I got to change my life. Anyway, you heard it here first. Please like, subscribe, and hit the icon, the bell icon. And please tune in to watch your weeklies and your monthlies. Psychic Hunter David Williamson, and I'm signing out. You got a little bit of a longer one. Take care.